Thank you so much for joining me here at the live desk. I am Janae Hancock, and take a look at this video that is now here on your screen. Thousands of Burning Man attendees are finally making their way home after intense rain over the weekend flooded campsites and filled them with thick, ankle-deep mud, as you can see there on your screen, stranding more than 70,000 people, including George Throener. He is from Kansas City. He is on the road right now, as you can see there. And George, I just want to thank you so much for joining me here at the live desk. I know your Labor Day probably didn't go as you expected, and I know you were probably tired and a little stressed out. How's it going there for you?
Oh, we're doing good. We're really actually only running one day behind. Our exodus, we were planning on leaving Sunday morning. Obviously, with Friday afternoon's event, it slowed things down a bit. And yes, that ankle deep mud was definitely a little hard to navigate at times.
And George, this is not your first year going to the Burning Man Festival. Speak a little bit more about that. Have you ever experienced something like this?
No, this is my seventh burn. And last year we had some pretty intense wind and heat. But the pouring rain, yeah, this was a first for us. And our camp mayor I'm part of a camp that we do smoothies and we host different events. And he's been a 17-year burner, and he's never seen anything like this either.
And I do want to take a look at some video here on your screen. You should be able to see it now. This is new video again coming in earlier this morning, straight from Nevada. Now, for the viewers who do not know, what is the Burning Man Festival?
So it's a gathering in the desert. We basically build a city of 80,000 people. It's amazing art, music, people, a very decommodified event. We follow the 10 principles here of radical inclusion, gifting, decommodification, radical self-reliance, radical self-expression, communal efforts, civic responsibility, very big on leave no trace, participation, and immediacy. And a bunch of those key elements came into play, especially during this event, bringing communities together, helping each other out through this. But yeah, it's a beautiful event that I really enjoy going to every year. It's a creative reboot for me. It's just, like I said, people from all walks of life from around the world, beautiful art pieces that you may see only that week, and then they are lit on fire and you never see again.
And so it started raining on Friday. Walk us through exactly what happened after that and how organizers told you all that you needed to shelter in place.
So yeah, it started raining during our annual Whitney Houston tribute party. And our party played on, but yes, we started getting communication from the org, through Twitter, through what they call BIMIR radio, basically telling us to shelter in place, where it's an all stop movement where, no more vehicles are allowed. People were still walking around. We were dancing in the mud at times. But yeah, it was a stop in place as far as vehicle movements, and basically updates via Twitter and BMR radio, which is the local radio station there on site, that was keeping us informed of what was going on as far as when the gates were going to open, delayed burns, and that's when also they were encouraging us to rely on those core values of Burning Man to help each other out. Shelter in place, conserve fuel, food in case it's going to last a while, because there was a couple more rain showers that moved through. So it was pretty good community effort that brought us all together to work through this.
And really bring us into that experience. We talk about a community effort. Exactly what happened while you all were sheltered in place?
I mean, we made sure people stay dry. If people need water, we made sure people filled up their gallon jugs. We had other camps that maybe were running low on supplies. People were making signs and helping each other out. I think we even gave fuel to certain people. We also made sure that we made the camp safe. A lot of these camps had big power grids, and we proactively shut down our power grid and went down to smaller generators and made sure they were not in the water so people didn't get shocked. So yeah, just making sure we looked after them.
And George, were you at all afraid? Were you all at all stressed at some point? What were you thinking throughout this entire process?
Oh, I think we were all a little concerned because we'd never seen any type of water before. But I don't think any of us were really ever too worried, other than just delayed plans of getting out of there, because everybody just kind of, I guess it's like it was. I'll have to send you pictures. I mean, it was a mud pit in our cafe, but we were still dancing at Whitney. People were getting around, checking on each other. So I'm sure some people were stressed. You saw some people said, "I'm done with this. I'm getting out of here." And against the org and BLM's pest advisory, and drove through. And some people got stuck. Some people made it out, but a lot of us just hunkered down and took care of each other.
Really making the most out of this experience. I do want to take another look at this video that we received here earlier this morning. George, we saw there that you are currently on the road right now, making your way back to Kansas City. But how long did it take you to get out of Nevada?
We were on Gate Road for 8 hours last night, so it was definitely not the worst Gate Road experience. As last year, it took us 12 hours to get out. But yeah, 8 hours wasn't too bad. And great thing about when you're on Gate Road there, a lot of people jump out and make small little neighborhoods as you're leaving the event.
And I saw also on social media that a lot of people are blaming the organizers of the event for not updating them on what exactly was going to happen weather-wise. Are you at all feeling that way as well?
Yeah, there is definitely some concern. We all of us here in the truck here, I got two other friends here with me. Yeah, we felt definitely some inconsistency in the message. Sometimes that we would like to definitely hear some more answers on, because there was people making it out, and that was we saw some people walking out. We saw some people making out certain paths, other paths. Some people were stuck majorly on our way out through Gate Road. This morning we saw vehicles lodged in the mud pretty well, but a lot of people made it out. So it would have been nice to get some more updates on that and what was going on. But as far as getting the message out to how to take care of each other, that was well communicated. But what was going on as far as status of roads, I don't feel anything else, that was probably a little lacking at times.
So it has been a chaotic weekend for you the past few days, but do you plan on going back again?
Oh, absolutely. It's like I said, it's beautiful people, music, arts. Um, the only thing you're going to spend money on at Burning Man is a bag of ice when you get there. Everything else, you're walking down the road, a perfect stranger is going to pull you in to have a drink, or go explore some art. It's an experience like no other.
And so I guess the only thing that you would suggest needs to be changed in future years is just making sure the communication is there as far as weather. Is that correct?
Yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of feedback to the org about communications, through to the radio, to traffic. It's just getting us more timely updates, as to what's going on. And the org communicated. They did get a site up within, I don't know, 24 48 hours, saying, we do have plans for this. We've gone through tabletop exercises. We're exercising those plans now. They hauled in more cell site capacity, because during Burning Man in general, cell site service is pretty sketchy, but they brought more cell sites in. They set up hotspots so people could make airfare changes, communicate with families. So they did activate some really good emergency plans that worked out well for people.
Right, George. I just want to say thank you so much for joining me here at the live desk. One final question for you. How much longer do you have on the road before you make it back home?
Oh, we're just crossing Nevada, so we have probably another 20 hours ahead of us.
Another 20 hours. Okay, well, get comfortable inside of the car. So happy to see that you all are safe and you look healthy. So thank you so much again for joining me here at the live desk. Right now, I am going to take another look at this video, just giving you guys another breakdown. Thousands of Burning Man attendees are currently escaping, as we should say, making their way home after intense rain over the weekend flooded the campsites. Again, thank you so much for joining me here at the live desk. I am Janae Hancock, and we will have more developments on this story during our evening newscast.